Hello guys, today's video is from Right Track Wrong Train. It's titled Epic Meltdown. Guests can't and won't accept accountability. I'm so interested in this video. My name is, before we get into it, my name is Ogechi. This is Ogechi Reaction. If you're stopping by for the first time, hello, hi, thank you for stopping by. Do well to like this video, share, subscribe, comment, drop a comment, turn on your post notification bell, and and watch through to the end so you understand what we're trying to talk about. I've dropped my third in the course of this video and after this video. If you're a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much. Returning viewers, why haven't you subscribed? Okay, thank you for subscribing as you do now. So subscribe, okay? Do not forget, subscription is free, okay? So let's get straight into the video. Today's video is titled Epic Meltdown. Guests can't and won't accept accountability. It's coming from Right Track Wrong Train. Let's get straight into it.
Does white privilege exist?
Absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
And where's the proof of that?
All around. I tell people often now, in hindsight, one of the things that I wish I would have been more cognizant of was the white privilege at UCLA that was sitting, right next to me. For Black people, I believe white privilege is something to leverage.
What is it though? I don't see it anywhere. What is it? What is it?
How don't you
for people like me who don't see it?
How do you not see white privilege?
Because it doesn't exist. That's
yes, it does.
So what is it exactly?
I believe white privilege is just the ability just to be free and white and not have the same type of social, economic, and social ills as Black people have to deal with. I mean, there's no white racial profiling. White people don't get pulled over by the cops just because they're white. They have the ability to show emotion and love to their sons without being emasculated. There's all kind of examples of white privilege. Absolutely. Why don't you Black? How come you don't believe white privilege exists? What you see?
Well, because I am Black in color, but I don't have that dark mentality that most Black people have.
Clearly.
I see, she said clearly, I see that white people have the same struggles and things that we have, in that
what type of struggles do they have?
They have to make their marriages work. They have to make their children, help their kids grow up in the right way so that they can earn a living and be independent.
But they also have the majority of their fathers at home.
Right, and the reason for that, it's starting to change somewhat now, but the reason for that is because they are taking responsibility for that, whereas Black men and women are not taking responsibility for that, as they did prior to the Civil Rights Movement. Black people are blaming it on their lack of self-control and self-containment. They're blaming it on white people, while white people are working hard to keep it going.
I do believe that there is a need for Black people to be held more accountable.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that doesn't excuse racism, that doesn't excuse institutionalized racism, that doesn't excuse...
But there's no such thing as that.
Yes,
it's an illusion made up by Black people and their leaders.
No, it's not. It exists.
Well,
sorry.
Where's the proof of it though?
What do you mean, where's the proof of it?
There are
I remember there was a video that I did from Amir Odom where he was saying that I can't remember. I'll try and put the video in the link below, where he was saying that Black people need to start taking accountability for their actions, right? We are so easy to come out and start screaming, oh, we are being oppressed, oh, we got pulled over by cops, oh, we are not treated fairly, and all of those things. But we do not come out to actually be accountable for the things we do in the society. He mentioned how, whenever robbery, robbery attack on the street, maybe in a shop or something, or supermarket, most of the people that do the robberies are usually Black people. He mentioned a lot of stuff, and he said that we do not take enough accountability for our actions. I understand what this woman is trying to say, that does not excuse racism and and all those stuff, but I still think that we need to move past that mentality. We need to move past that mentality, actually behave properly, maybe you'll be treated fairly. Because most of the time, because we already have that mentality, I'm just speaking my own truth. Let's just continue the video.
There are many kids who are getting into, black kids who are allowed to get into these universities around the country, right, based on affirmative action, and because of affirmative action based on their color. That's discrimination based on color, and that's wrong. And these kids are getting in, but they're not earning their way. So when they fail, they feel less than before they were allowed to get in based on color.
I'm a proud product of affirmative action. When I went to UCLA, it was because I was an affirmative action student.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I think I turned out fantastic. So a lot of my peers who were having challenges getting into some of these predominantly white institutions, the affirmative action was great. My father went to Harvard. You know, he was one of very few blacks.
Was he affirmative action person?
I don't know if he was. That was back in the late 60s.
But then he wasn't. He earned his way.
So, that being said, I still believe that affirmative action helped me get into UCLA, and it gave me access.
You would
and
not
exposure.
have gotten in there on your own because you were not smart enough?
I don't know if I wasn't smart enough, but based on the curve and what I was competing with you know, other individuals who had different educational opportunities and teachers. I mean, I'm coming from, you know, the LA Unified School District. I mean, so at the time, I think LAUSD was still pretty good. But I went to all white schools from high school up through college. So
you got a good education. Why couldn't you get into the school based on your own talent?
I don't know. Maybe because I didn't have some of the opportunity.
But you had the opportunity.
No, well, first of all,
you had the same opportunity those white kids were having.
Not necessarily. I had different teachers. I had different resources. So you went to a white integrated school. I'm talking about
mostly
going
white.
Into these other into UCLA. I still had to be able to deal with some of the issues in going to predominantly white schools.
Like
but
what?
I still had to be able to compete.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what?
Some of the issues going to a predominantly
I would graduate from University High School, and at the time they didn't have an African American student union.
An African American student union?
At the school.
Well, that's a good thing.
They didn't have one.
That's a good thing.
Why?
Why do you need something like that?
They have Asian student unions. They have Jewish student unions. They have all kind of different.
Did they have white student union?
They need student union. They own the whole school. So
but the kids didn't own the school. The kids didn't.
But I'm saying there's nothing. I don't think there's nothing wrong with having a segregated, you know, population of students who just want to study together, or work together, or to be able to.
Would you be in support of a white student union?
Yeah, of course.
It would be okay with you?
Yeah, why not?
But most blacks don't feel that way.
I think all cultures should be able to segregate and to be able to work within their cultures and network within their own cultures. Absolutely.
Does racism exist?
I believe racism does exist.
And where's the proof of that?
You just see it all over in the country, with proof of it.
What do I see?
Disproportionate in the economics with black people.
But that has nothing to do with racism.
It does. Racism is about power. It's about who's in control. And black people can't be racist because we're not in control. We're not in control of the educational system, some of the social organizations and things that run this country. We're not in control. Racism is about power.
But you would be in control of your own life if you had good parents, if they taught you how to be independent, if they taught you how to build, how to take care of. I've noticed that the reason I left where I lived over there in the Crenshaw district is that once the white people left, because once I moved there, when I first moved there, were mostly whites. But once they left, as they did in Gary, Indiana, and other places, the blacks turned it into a ghetto. A beautiful area went to hell in a handbasket, so I got out. But if blacks had more character and they were taking care of themselves and being responsible and buying land and teaching their children.
But that has to be taught.
Then, right, so that has nothing to do with racism.
But that has to, of course, that has to be taught.
So it's not racist, it's not white people's fault that you're not teaching your children to do that.
No, but it's not, if the parents don't know.
They don't know, but that's not white people's fault though.
But if they go into some of these institutions, these predominantly white institutions, they are targeted. They don't have the same opportunities because of their color. It's true. I mean,
so then why go in there then? Why not go to all black school if you feel that?
Some people do choose to do that.
I'm sorry?
Some people do choose. That's
you see a lot of these black kids going to these white universities, and then they force their way in by saying, I need affirmative action. Once they get in, now they crying racism. Why do you want to force your way in with the people you think are your enemies, and you're still complaining once you get there?
I don't think people are forcing their way. Does
They are.
affirmative action even exist?
Is forced based on color.
Does affirmative action even exist? Are people getting in based on affirmative action?
Yes.
Today,
Otherwise, they wouldn't be there.
The way Trump has it down, he's just leveled the playing field. So it is going to have to be more about being able to be competitive.
Hallelujah.
I'm not even going to put down whatever she's saying or claims or proof or whatever she's saying, right? I feel like she has the right to say what she wants to say. She knows what she's talking about, right? But what I'm going to say is that she went to an all-white school, like an all-white school. She had the same privilege, she had the same opportunity with these white kids, and she said it with her mouth that she came out fantastic. Now, why I always say this thing has to do a lot with our mentality is, take for example a privileged kid and a non-privileged kid. Maybe a privileged kid goes to a very good school, right? Let's say it goes to Harvard, and a non-privileged kid whose father had to struggle to actually pay his way through to get to Harvard. They both have this. Yes, he knows that, oh, this kid, you know, is very privileged. His father can pay his through. His father can pay through, you know, the university, you know, pay whatever thing. And you, who is from a very wretched home, whose parents are not, you know, as wealthy as the other guy, you know that you have to work as hard as the white kid, as the privileged kid. Privileged kid might not have to do so much, right? He has a wealthy father who can pay his way through. While you, as a child who is coming from a non-privileged home, right, you have to actually work your way through. You have to work really hard to actually, but I know and I believe that they both have the same opportunities, they both have the same privilege, they're both exposed to the same kind of knowledge and all that. Do you understand? So I think that is usually the mix between, you know, why, you know, black people keep saying that, keep talking about the white privilege thing and all of that. And black people also need to start, the black community, according to that girl in the other video, she said we shouldn't say black. Why you say black? Okay, so the black community needs to start taking accountability for their actions so that they will not be treated unfairly. Let me know your thoughts about this video. I would love your contributions. Let's please keep it civil and respectful in the comment section. Thank you for watching to this part of this video. I really appreciate you. Please do well to like this video, share, comment, subscribe, turn on post notification bell, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.